up, YouTube? Dark Dub coming at you from Bedrock 1.21.3, and you know what it is. So this thing is a monster. It is a uh, it takes a lot of materials, but the take is quite nice. You get a stack of gold blocks every 10 minutes. You know, that's not too shabby. In just a few minutes, you can take your experience levels from 0 to 60. So, hey, hey. So right here is the Trident Killer switch, off and on. Right here is the off. So I'll go ahead and turn those off, and I will simulate, not just simulate, I'll actually rethrow them so you can see me. So we'll come up here and we'll turn all these off. And the reason we turn all these off is if one of them is left on, then they will randomly spawn a piglin or a zombie piglin, and that will, well, not will, but can mess up your throw of the trident. And then you come down here after that, they should all be gone. Just go ahead and flip that trident killer off. Well, actually, no, we're not going to flip it off because we have to pick up the tridents, don't we? And you just come by here, step in there. Now I didn't collect them, you see, because I'm in creative. But it's not in there anymore. Should I say they are not in there anymore. And now I've collected all the tridents. We'll come over here, flip the switch. Now the trident killers are turned off. You'll notice I have an impaling 5 trident. You should have 2 impaling 5 tridents inside of each trident killer. And don't mind the drift on my controller. I'm using my old PS4 stick. But you just come in and you throw them up against that that piston face there, right across the way from you. And once you've got them all in there, you just go ahead and flip that to turn the trident killer on, and back over here, flip that to start them up. Put your looting 3 sword in your hand, and there you go. Now, one thing I've noticed with this design is that on occasion, this has only happened to me once, but it did happen to me. The one of the hopper minecarts disappeared. I believe it was this one on this side. I do not know why. And another thing that has happened to me is that down here, on occasion, a sword will stick right here over this hopper. It's only ever a sword because everything's filtered out by this point. Well, everything except the ink sacs. The only other thing is you've got to keep these puppies here fueled up. I like to, on the first 4, use dried kelp blocks, and on the last 2 of each row, bamboo sticks with a double chest running into each, as you can see. So more than once, one of these trident killers on this side has stopped. Actually, it's been twice. The piggies can really back up, and so yeah, if you try to AFK for 8 hours at a time, and that happens at the beginning of your 8 hours, you could possibly break the world. There are a lot of piggies involved. When you see that happen, all you got to do is flip the switch and flip it back again, and this will get all of your trident killers stopped and going. First thing you got to think about is location, location, location. Okay, now this is kind of flat right here. These things will not spawn below a certain Y level, and I know for a fact that they do spawn above sea level, so I like to go at least 30 blocks above sea level before I place my portal. Now up here what we have is our chunk borders. So to find your chunk borders, what you want to do is you want to take your X coordinate and your Z coordinate, and you want to make sure that you find a number on both of those. Doesn't matter what number, as long as they are perfectly divisible by 16. Now you find that number, and the northeast corner of this 4x4 block is the one that's going to have the X and the Z divisible by 16. And the significance of the other three blocks is that the spot right in between that corner right there is the very corner of the chunks. The line that goes this way and the line that goes this way are the borders of your chunks. So what I do is I come out one from this, give it space like that, and then I'll count that as 1, come out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And with this block, that's 11. We go 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm going to put another block just because I like having a different color there. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then we'll just make these meet at 21, and you have the largest size portal that you can make. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and light that guy, see which side that they fall. Notice that he fell on this side. Well, that's a good thing, because had he fell on the other side, I would then want to take that and make sure that I placed, yeah, see him right there? That means that this is where I'm going to put my collection bin, and that needs to be in between the chunk border and this. So had he spawned on the other side, I would have then had to put that portal over here so that they fit right. The next thing you want to do is you want to come down from the portal. You get one like this, and you'll come out like this, and that's where your ice is going to be. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you'll come out on the other side, come down by 1, and then bring your glass or your ice out, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll come down and out on both of these. And you should have 2 on one side and 3 on the other. So 1, 2, 3, with a gap of 2 in between, and that is where your piggies are going to fall. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and encase this in glass to make sure that they stay in, and then we'll place our water. Now that this is fully encased, we'll go ahead and come up. From this level here, we'll go 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll go ahead and bring that all the way. We can get rid of that chunk border to there. Okay, so at this point what I do is I go ahead and place a torch here. And then if I'm not using some sort of a light source for these blocks there and over there, then I will place a torch up here too on each corner. And what this does is make sure that you do not get mob spawns along your portal frame. Now we're ready to place our water. We'll place one bucket here. On the other side, we'll place another bucket there. And notice how they fall down. I'm going to use glow lichen here and here. You could also use a button or a sign. Next, I guess you can choose a side. I like to go to the left here. And we'll go ahead and on the very corner, place an observer facing up. And then over here, an observer not facing up, but pointing up. And then over here, an observer pointing down like so, with a sticky piston right here facing into it. Then we're going to place a target block underneath that sticky piston. On top of this observer here will be a dispenser, and inside that dispenser will be a full bucket of water. And then along this side, we will go ahead and place a button. So I went ahead and placed that there to re-signify the chunk border. We're going to keep the portals with a 3 distance between them. So what we're going to do is this will be 1, there will be 2, 3, 4 on this side. This will be 1, there will be 2, 3, 4 on this side. They will have the collection chamber and the water dispenser just like they are on this one. And if you place them correctly, they should be looking somewhat like this. I went ahead and placed the other chunk borders, and you can see that they all basically lay similarly. And I made a boo-boo. We do not need that top level there, but we do need one on top of each of the dispensers. And before we go ahead and create the portal lighting apparatus, what we're going to do is we're going to let the water out of each of these dispensers to block the portals. Otherwise, we're going to have piggies spawning in these big things the whole time we're doing this. Next, we're going to start at one end or the other. It does not matter. You're going to come in between the furthest 2 portals. You're going to come over here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come down under that, give it 9 more. Temporary block and another one, and 9 across here. We'll then come over 2, and we'll bring this across 9 and just, actually, yeah, we'll leave that like this. Next, we'll come over in the middle, and we'll point an observer up, and observers pointing out from that all the rest of the way out. Next, we'll copy these rows of solid blocks on this side. Then we'll grab our trap doors. I am using cherry. It does not matter as long as they are made of wood and are flammable. Come on this side as well. Next, we're going to grab our bucket of lava. We'll come to the very center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th one. Not this top one, but the one there. We'll lay it down. Grab solid blocks. And we are going to then cover this up. Next, we're going to grab our sticky piston. Right there, the observer that's facing down, you want your sticky piston coming out of there with a dust on it. One side or the other here, it does not matter. Come down from that and out. And what we are going to do is place dust on both of these. We will come, let's see, out right there. And temporarily, what I'm going to do is place a lever turned on right here so that the piston stays out. And the reason for this is because if I don't, we get that and it'll go on the whole time. Doesn't matter, you can let that happen, but I like to have it turned off. What we're going to do from here is we're going to take this and we're going to skip one, and then you're going to place another one. So you'll have one there, one here, here, and here, making 4 of them. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come over and we're going to place a solid block out from there and bring it across until we run into this guy, and we'll do the same thing over here. And that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll come down and out. That makes 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 10, 11, 12, and then 13. So that's far enough from each of the sides to power them. So we'll go ahead and bring our line over, break that, and place the dust. Do the same when you get to here. And then we'll do the line across the other side the same way. From this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a uh, line of blocks down until we run to here. And back up to the top, I am going to make a torch tower with 7 torches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Look at that. Next, I'm going to come over here, and with these target blocks, I am then going to connect all of those. So I'll bring one out from each of these. Actually, yeah. Just thinking of an easier way to do it maybe, but I've only built this 3 times now. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and bring it down like this. Okay, with that there, I'll go ahead and from under here, I will dust this all up. And you can hit the side of the target blocks like that so that you don't have to climb up to hit them. Next, we're going to count from the very edge. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 right here. So that's your money block. Right here, we're going to bring this down. Let's see. Yeah, we want that block hit. So we'll place that there and remove that. And we'll just stare it down, and it's going to run right into this one. Put dust here, there, there, and there. And because I used glass, it will go right under there. If you used solid blocks to block up your water, you will need to replace at least this one with glass to make the redstone line cut through. Now I'm going to break this. That is on, which means, okay. So now that I've flipped that, as you see, our piggies are going to start dropping. Now we're going to come underneath along one edge, doesn't matter which one, and you're going to bring this down. 1, 2, 3. And then from there, you've got your ice. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and bring this down like that, the 1, 2, 3, and then you'll come over to the next one. You've got this guy here, then you come over to the next one, and you bring that down 3, like this. Now the one that's on the inside, okay, that's the one that's not going to have ice under it. Okay, the other one will. And you'll bring that out, that's 3, like this. And then we're going to go ahead and surround this. I like to use glass. Doesn't have to be. It can just be any solid block in order to keep the piggies from getting out. And then we'll just encase this all off. So now what I'm going to do that I've got this all encased, I'm going to go ahead and bring our glow lichen, place it here and here. That can be buttons or signs. And then I'm going to place 2 buckets of water right there. This is going to come out to the kill chamber. I'm going to go ahead and block this up with solid blocks to there. Now on this side, what I want to do is I want to cover those up the same. So bring this down 1, 2, 3. And then over to this side, we're going to do the same here. So that these 2 are going to push together. And then we're going to bring the kill chamber to the middle here. So that side. So over here, the one that's furthest from what we just did, that's the one that's going to get our ice. And it's going to come out 3 like that. And then we're going to cover it up, and then we're going to do our water and glow lichen the same. that covered up with water and glow lichen and all that, we'll go ahead and place the solid blocks to show that our kill chambers are going to be basically right next to each other. And then we'll do this same thing here over here for these four, putting their two kill chambers right next to each other in the middle of these ones. Now that we've got the pathway to our kill chambers ready, we'll go ahead and come over here, replace our lever there on this side, because this is the side we're going to be coming to and going up and down from. So this is also the side we're going to be collecting our experience from. With this in mind, we're going to come below and we're going to place some blocks like this. And these are just really kind of just placeholders for now. And we'll come out like so. So you've got these four, and bring that out like this to where you're basically surrounding a 2x2 in the center. And I'm going to make that yellow glass so I can see through it but differentiate it from the rest of the glass that I'm going to have around to show that this is where the business is taking place. I'm going to place some blocks there. Some of those will be temporary. Now don't lose place of which direction you're going to be collecting your experience from. We're going to place our pistons like this, and then right here we're collecting experience from this side, so the side opposite from that is going to have a step like that. And then we can place here and here solid blocks with droppers there on each corner. Doesn't really matter where they face. I like to face them in so you can't really see the face. And then from those, like this, pointing away from the pistons out so that they do like this. What's happening is it's going to go from the dropper and hit the block, and the block hits the piston and the next dropper. Okay? That's how you know you've got them in the right order. And I'll go ahead and get out of here. And then I like to break these ones and then come around and break these guys. Now I'm going to probably replace these ones later with glass so I can see through to later solve any problems. Then I'm going to place a stair like that, and this is where we collect and throw our tridents as well as collecting our XP. And we'll go ahead and make this same thing along the way at each of the holes that we left. So this next step here we should have done while we were up here, but what we're going to do is we're going to cover all of the portals with half slabs and the tops of the igniters as well. Next we'll go to the trident killers. We'll come right in between the two droppers that are closest and we'll come out like this, and we'll bring a line all the way down to the next spot where they're both right next to each other. And we'll just place dust all along this. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11's dead center. You have more than enough distance or space, whatever you want to say. You can definitely get it going. So now when you flip those, you'll notice that all of our pistons seem to be cycling through. So now what we're going to do is with temporary blocks, we're going to come down below the yellow glass I placed, which is the kill zone. We're going to come down that one there that I took out. That is signifying where our minecart with hopper is going to go. It's going to go right on top of 4 hoppers. And these are all going to lead down into 2 droppers. And I'm getting a fix for where those are going to go by looking over here. So from this side, what we're going to do is we're going to place these 2 down, and these two in like that. And then on this side, we'll break these temporary blocks in place like that. And then the two I left signify the droppers, which are going to be pointing down, like this. Next, behind each one of these droppers, we're going to place a circuit that looks just like this. Okay, you put a block out the back of the dropper and down and out like so. I'm going to put a comparator facing away from the dropper that reads from the dropper, so that when anything is in the dropper, it will push this piston, which will then push this observer pointing down under an observer pointing up, starting a clock, firing into this block, and making the dropper spit anything that it may have in it. We're going to place one of these behind each of these droppers on this side. And from this side, I'm going to come over and let's see, we'll place like this here. And we'll do the same here. You can use fence gates or you can use fences. And all right, so I replaced it and I've got them looking like this here. Next, we're going to come in and on each of these, we're going to place a rail with a minecart hopper. Come down below, be sure you have that rail's hitbox and break it. Then we're going to break this up above. If you want to keep that as glass, you might want to use Silk Touch. Go ahead and seat your minecart hopper in there, replace that. And then we're going to want to cover like this, leave this block, but then place here. I'm going to come around, making sure, oh yeah, we don't have to make sure anything. Go straight over there. Okay, like this, just leaving that corner free. Next, we're going to come down. This will be where you stand to collect your tridents, so that will be acceptable place to put a block. And we'll just go ahead and surround this guy here, making sure that our minecart with hopper stays inside there. Now that I've got that taken care of, all those are encased, I am going to go ahead and make a floor. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place two like this and bring this around. This is just to give you a space to walk around. You know, this doesn't have to be glass. And then we're just going to run this all the way down in front of these. And I stop about here. This is a good place to where you can throw your tridents at. So right about there. Once you've got some of the floor set up, I like to come over and take some trapdoors and place them like so. That keeps you from collecting the trident accidentally. And then you can just always open it and come in while they're spinning to collect the tridents. And along, along that side there. Okay, so now we're going to come over to the underneath part. I'm going to come one below these droppers with a blue ice. You can do regular ice, I like blue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it should hang out just one past that. On the other side, we'll go ahead and bring down one here and just the same. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One hanging over the side. Then we're going to go ahead and surround these with glass. Once again, doesn't have to be glass, can just be a solid block. And leave this side open. We'll go ahead and come over here, place some water, replace the glass, and I'm going to go ahead and cover this entire thing leaving only the hole here. We'll do the same thing on this side with the water going that direction. From this point, I'll show you one side. We'll come out from under here, 1, 2, and 3. On this third one, we will come out with our ice. Bring another ice out this way. And let's see, do we have enough? I believe this is enough. Let's see. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4 chests. And then this ice here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Next, we're going to come on this side. We're going to place, let's see, starting from this side, we're going to place 9 right into there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hoppers. Temporary blocks down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With hoppers running directly into those. Next, we're going to replace these with blast furnaces. Next, we're going to take hoppers and run them in this direction underneath the blast furnaces. And we're going to put one into the side of these last two. And we're going to place a double chest on top of these. Next, we're going to come along here and we are going to just place a fence or iron bars along these hoppers. Next, we're going to come out this side and not these, but these blocks here. We're going to come out with a block and there should be 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we stop right before the last one. Next, we're going to come out of these, each with a comparator. Then we're going to come not there, there, but there. Okay, so there's going to be 9 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we'll break that. And these can all be glass across there. With dust on all of these, dust on all of these. Next, we'll place a block here, and then all the way across. And then there's going to be dust along all of these. And you see how it connects all the way along. Then we're going to come out with our target blocks, and we're going to place them all along here. Now you'll notice that the redstone dust connects to them. That's why they're target blocks. Now we're going to place solid blocks along here and redstone torches on the sides of each of these target blocks. We're going to come out this side. We will place temporary blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all the way along. Old bug rock here. And then right into the side of each of these is going to be a hopper. We can then get rid of all these temporary blocks. Next, we'll come over here and block off the area for water. And we'll bring this all the way up because of the items that'll be flowing here. And then we'll come over here and run a wall of glass all the way along this ice. We'll go ahead and grab our bucket of water, place one in there, let it come down, and right there where it stopped, we will place our glow lichen And then we'll go ahead and place another bucket of water here, and it should stop right at the end there. Now this could be a good time to make this on this side just opposite. From this point, we're going to go over here. We're going to come down off of that with some glass, or not glass, but sand. We're going to come down from that with a solid block, and on top of that solid block, we are going to place a piece of sand, and then 2 cactus, right like that. Grab our ice, come this way, and then with a solid block, we'll come up diagonally from that cactus right there, and this is to delete any items that should come all the way down. We'll do the same thing in the inverse on this side, so we'll come down and out there, and with the solid block down and out there, with sand on that, cactus, cactus, ice, ice, block, block, just like that. Okay, then we're going to come over here and we're going to place double chest there with a hopper into the, nope, not into the top, into the side of that double chest. Then we're going to get another double chest here. Nope, right like that. And then we're going to place another double chest next to that. And this double chest will have a hopper running into the side of it. And then we are going to have a single chest right here. We can do that on this side too. At this point, we will then place a furnace on top of these hoppers here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is in the top hoppers, each of the ones with the circuitry behind it is a sorter, if you couldn't tell, and each of those sorters, top hoppers, in the last 4 slots gets a filler item. That being a stackable item that stacks to 64 that will definitely not come across the line. And then in these first 3, we'll throw a stack of rotten flesh. And then we'll come over to the other side and do that on the first 3 as well. Then we're going to come over here, and these next 2, we're going to throw a stack of gold ingots. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing on the 2 corresponding. So the 2 that come out by this chest here. And these next 3 are going to get a stack of gold nuggets. And then we can turn around and the same 3 over here are going to get gold nuggets. And then in these very last hoppers here, the top ones, we're going to place a stack of ink sacs into the top hopper. Come all the way back around, and you'll notice there are 66 rotten flesh, which will show you that all 3 have been down or sorted out. Same thing over here. This one's down to 41, that one's down to 41. So we have 44 in here. You should also have 44 in here. Yep, so these are good. And then we'll check this one, 41. Yep, so 66, 66, 22. What's that mean? It's 41, 22. Okay. Now we're going to come to the end with the rotten flesh. We're going to come in between these chests and underneath. And we're going to do that on both sides here. And then we're going to come up from that. Come out here and here. We're going to come down and here once again. We're going to come out here and here. Probably put, yeah, temporary with a hopper. Then we can break this and this. Grab our comparators, place one here. Place one here in subtract mode. One here in subtract mode. Yeah, there we go. And then a dust right here in between them. Place a block up there and there with blocks there and there. Place dust on these with a repeater on 4 ticks here and a repeater on 4 ticks here. This one's going to be into a block up. This one is going to be like this. We will do dust here and here with dust here. Let's see, it is a comparator this direction, comparator this direction, torch here. Having a hard time with this drift. Alright, then we're going to, yeah, we're going to put blocks here first and run this down to there. Now we're going to put dust on these blocks. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill this hopper. Now this will determine how much rotten flesh is held in these two chests before they start spitting into lava. Okay, so I like to keep them full so I can come in and get as much as I want to sell to the villagers. So I place 4 wood shovels and 4 snowballs. This is because these are not stackable and this stacks to 16. Next, I'm going to place something on there to ensure that you cannot get another item in there by just dropping it. If you'll notice, under the rotten flesh chests, I have temporary blocks. We're going to go with hoppers in like that. And then we're going to have double chests here with hoppers down like that. And these are going to run into droppers, which will be facing down. And on both of the sets of droppers, we're going to place blocks on the sides like this. And we are going to have our circuit that we had up above to spit items out as they come into the droppers. So if you'll follow me, we are then going to place an observer pointing down and an observer pointing up. Yeah, right there. And that makes our clock to spit from the dispenser. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to close these up with some glass there. And then I will surround, yeah, like this. And then what I'm going to do is basically, wow, I'm already at the ground. So I'm going to create a little chamber here. And it's going to get 1 bucket of lava. And it's going to spread over all of them. And that is what these will be spitting into. So I'm going to place the lava right up against there and then block it off. Now we are over on the side with the gold nuggets. We're going to come down under these chests and it's going to be 2 hoppers down into another double chest. And what this does is this brings our circuitry away from the torches there. Okay, next I've got temporary blocks like this. We're going to go ahead and throw a hopper that way and there. And this hopper is going to run into that hopper. And then we're going to place an oven on top of there, a furnace. Yeah, keep wanting to call them ovens. Then we're going to grab a crafter. You know what, I'll throw more temporary blocks like that. This crafter is going to go pointing into this block, This crafter is going to go pointing into this block, and this crafter is going to go pointing straight down. We can break these, come back over here. We're going to go underneath these crafters, and we're going to make the circuitry. So we'll go ahead and let's see. Down is where we're going to go. Yeah, we'll leave this one up. And I think 4 is what I want there. And we'll do like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break out our sticky piston, put that right there. Guess we can break this for now. Take our observer, point it down like this. And actually, we're getting to the point where we're going to have to break some ground because we got an observer that's going to be pointing down like this. And this one's going to be pointing out like this, and it's going to go into a block. Okay, so now we can do the same thing with the observers on the other side here and place an observer pointing down here, an observer pointing out here with a block there. Then we can come around with our comparator, place this guy here on subtract mode, place one here, and then one here and here. We'll dust on these 2 observers and place a crafter here, make this guy with 8 of them filled, and then we'll place one here and make this guy with 8 of them full. And now this entire circuit that you just made right here, we're going to place underneath these 2 facing the other direction. And the next thing we want to do is take these chests for the gold ingots, and we want to bring them down and throw them into one of these 2 middle crafters. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Just go ahead, pick one, and run a hopper into it. And then we're going to come out from under these, and let's see. Oh, forgot to put a furnace here. Oh, not there, but there. Okay, so now we're going to come out from these. Let's see, that is the hopper we're going to be going into. So we want to come out this way. Let's get some temporary blocks. Yeah, that center one's the one we want. I'm going to go ahead and place a hopper into that from under each of those chests. Let's see. And we'll run our temporary blocks how we want them to go here. And so those hoppers, we're going to run those into a chest. Under that chest, we are going to have ourselves another hopper. And let's see, that hopper will be running into another chest. And that chest will then be running into, or we'll have a hopper under it that then runs into this guy here. Once you got the circuit done, you're going to come down here, and I've already done this, but you're going to remove all of the items that are in these. And we're going to, up top, we will slowly feed them in. So right there and right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is come down here, and we are going to pick a side, and on that side we'll put a full block there and a hopper pointing down out of it. Break that. Place glass coming out of the side of that hopper all the way over to here. We're going to come and place glass there, and then glow lichen up against there, and then water right there. Now we will cover this up. I like to cover this side up and this side up as well. That side's already covered up. And then this should be it right here. Let's get our chest. And which direction do we want to? Yeah, I'll say that this is the direction. So we'll just have this guy right here. And at this point, what I like to do is I like to come under this thing and I like to figure out which point I am going to put my scaffolding. It's going to be in between, right in the middle here, in between those two chests. It could be right here in between them, or it could be back a little ways, but no further back than the furnaces do I like to go. Once you've determined exactly where, we'll just do right here. I like to place a light source block, and then just bring scaffolding on up. And then all the way up to our floor. Next, I come up here and make sure that there is a floor to stand on to come up and push our buttons. And yeah, we got to make sure that each one of these has a block there, otherwise it's easy to fall off if you're building with glass. If you're not building with glass, I mean, I guess it's not really that much easier to fall off. Then I'll place the floor here, and then one more out for the floor, and that's generally good. And then I will usually take this block here because it lines right up with the middle as well. And that's where my next scaffolding is going to be. So I'll break that, place another light block because scaffolding doesn't like to sit on glass. And then we'll just give it a wall so I don't fall off accidentally. Okay, and one last step before we throw the tridents in here. We're going to come around back, and this one that was the stair, we're going to waterlog that in each of these trident killers. And what that will do is that will push the piggies this direction so that all the XP comes out the holes here. With the water in there, let's go ahead and throw our tridents. I've got impaling 5 on these things. I'm going to throw 2 inside of each, and it's going to hit that back wall there, just like we showed at the very beginning. And with the tridents in there, we're going to go ahead and flip the switch. Trident killers are going. And then look up, flip the switch. And now we are getting piggies. And we are now getting items. And I forgot one thing. I went ahead and threw fuel into our furnaces. These guys here, I did not yet take the time, but what I would do is put as much bamboo as you can in these. Fuel those last ones with bamboo because they get swords a lot less often. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you what the XP looks like. And this is, again, just after a few minutes. Like, I didn't even wait a full 10 to get a full stack. I will, however, say that I did make a boo-boo. We are not fully done because what comes out of these furnaces is still not linked up down here properly. Let's see, they're going to go into that chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this hopper feed out this direction. So let's grab a block for a temporary. Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's quite a bit right there. So this hopper is going to face into that. There we go. And then what this is going to be a double chest. There we go. Like that. And then there is going to be two hoppers, or are going to be two hoppers like that, with a furnace on top of, not a hopper, but a furnace on top of that hopper right there. Okay, so after that debacle, so yeah, it was about 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes that I was up there, and it gave me, what, 52? Yeah, 52 levels from 0. Not bad at all. So I just want to say I do highly apologize for how all over the place this video was. It was a pain in the butt to make the video. Quite the pleasure to design this, but and fun to show off too, even though a pain in the butt to do the video. Yeah. So if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, it's been real.